Okay, let's talk about the difference between putting stipulations on your manifestation and talking about rules of manifestation, because those are not the same. So there's actually more to this comment. This person said, they feel like I'm putting stipulations on their manifestation because I said use it on someone who you're not close to. That's not what I said. You can have whatever you want and you can have whoever you want. What I did say, however, is if you are trying to manifest a text message and you want to train your manifestation muscle and you want to do it in under a minute, a lot of people, when they're trying to do it to their specific person, they put so much undue pressure on themselves that they are basically setting themselves up for failure. So all I said was, why don't you try it on someone who you're not close to, who you really don't care whether they text you back or not, and keep doing it so you build faith in yourself and the way it works so that later on down the line when you're ready, you can use it on your specific person. If you are someone who is not obsessively thinking about them or who can literally just do it and then leave your phone, leave it to the side and go do something else, do it to your specific person right away. It's about knowing that you have the text message already. And a lot of people left comments and said, I'm giving updates or I'm claiming or this, that, and yeah, these are the people that I'm talking to saying use it on somebody else first because you're clearly not detached enough from your person to do this. Now, before I get more comments, I don't mean detaching from your person like not wanting them. If your specific person was texting you 24/7 and you wouldn't have to worry about it, you would not be obsessively thinking about the fact that they're not texting you. You would let that anxiety go because you know damn well that your phone's gonna blow up every few minutes anyway. Detaching from the outcome does not mean that you don't want it. Detaching from the outcome means detaching from the option that your outcome might not be for you, that it has any free will to elude you somehow. And that's why I gave my example. So when I did it, I lay in bed, I woke up, I did it for 10 or 15 seconds. Literally, all I thought about it was okay, this person texted me, whatever they were texting me. And then I left my phone in the bedroom, in the bed. I got up, I brushed my teeth, I let the dogs out. And by the time I came back in, that was like I said, maybe 5 minutes or so, they had already texted me. But I could see from when the text came in that it literally happened seconds after I got up and left the bed. So yes, it was instant. It was less than a minute, but I legitimately forgot about it almost. It wasn't like I wasn't thinking about that text or anything like that. It was more like, okay, I got the text, but I got other stuff to do now. I'll reply when I come back. But while I was brushing my teeth, I was affirming for something different. While I let the dog out, I was thinking about how cold it was and whether she was going to get herself stuck again, because that's what she does. I was thinking in my normal daily routine. I was not obsessing over the fact that I'm trying to manifest a text message. There is no trying to manifest anything. You either manifest it or you don't. And putting stipulations on what you can and cannot have is not the same as having to follow certain rules, because that's what our brain automatically does anyway. If we're manifesting something, we're doing it because our brain predominantly thinks about it, because our brain has been hardwired to think about it and assume it to be true. There's no this is negative and you shouldn't say this. There's a difference between putting limitations on yourself and stepping outside of reality to the point where you're even ignoring science, which you are using to manifest. So don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. Do what works for you. I'm just giving options for people who are having trouble getting there so they can get there quicker. If it doesn't apply to you, then move on. If you've already found what works for you, then stick with it. Don't keep changing your techniques. Don't keep changing what you're learning, or, keep watching 50 coaches thinking there's someone who does it better or different. We're all doing what works for us, and we're teaching you based on what we experience and what we know has worked for us when it hadn't worked for us, and what works for us now. And just a little side note, the whole tarot reading and TikTokers claiming they're coming back, they're also a manifestation. They're also just a mirror reflection of your subconscious. The reason why a lot of them aren't coming back is because you're not doing the work outside of that, because you keep obsessively watching tarot and you keep waiting for them to come back, when in fact, them telling you that they're coming back should only serve as a confirmation that your subconscious is already imprinted with it and that they are back. And you can go and live your life instead of obsessively watching TikTok about it. And I think that's where a lot of people trip up and end up spending years manifesting a specific person, which shouldn't even be a thing. I'm sorry. I know I don't want to put time limits on anybody, but if you're doing it for years, you're definitely doing something wrong somewhere, because it has never taken this long for me or anybody else that I know of you're definitely doing something wrong somewhere where you're not living in the end result. And I'm saying this with love because I don't want you to waste years on something and have you get discouraged or like unmotivated. I want you to have what you want right now, and you can have it. And even if you are someone who believes that manifestation takes a long time, that's an affirmation and a manifestation in and of itself that you can change and reaffirm to something different, saying that it takes a couple days or less, or that you're instant manifestor, whatever makes you feel good. And really, at the end of the day, there's only one secret to manifestation, and that's being disciplined. And nobody can do that for you. You have to do it yourself. And if you are in comment sections talking about it, if you're telling people you're going to update, if you're telling people it doesn't work, if you feel triggered and feel like something I'm saying is putting a stipulation on you or is limiting you somehow, that's you being triggered. Why are you triggered? If you don't feel triggered because you got it down pat, I could say whatever I want to say and it shouldn't bother you at all. If you know that you're doing things the right way and they're working for you and you're disciplined in what you're doing and you're getting results, then nothing anybody should say to you should in any way, shape, or form affect your way of manifesting. So always double check and see, why is this triggering me? Why is this upsetting me? And am I maybe not where I want to be? Because if I know that I can manifest, I don't need outside confirmation. Seeking outside confirmation is a sign that your self-concept is lacking and that your faith in yourself and the manifestation and whichever higher power you manifest in is also lacking somehow. But again, that can all be fixed. I want everybody to have what they want. And you can have whatever you want, and I want you to have whatever you want. But at the end of the day, your brain is still in control as long as you are allowing it to be in control, as long as you are allowing other people to influence you, limit you, tell you how to do it if things aren't working for you, or even get you like in a place where you're doubting or worrying or second guessing. If you know how to manifest, this is why we're teaching different ways to do it, then nothing and nobody should ever be able to get in your head about it. Because if you know how to do it, you know that you're in full control.